Hi guys, my apologies for the frequent disconnection of internet connection. This may be the last session for the day. Let's try to utilize this as much as possible. Okay, let me know if you are able to see my Excel screen.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, so what I will do is there's a simple strategy which is to be applied for conditional formatting. First of all, you need to select the data or the range of data on which you want to apply the conditional formatting. In my case, I'm trying to apply this conditional formatting on the sales column, the net sales column. Okay. I want to highlight whatever is below $1,000. Okay. That will get highlighted. Or sorry, whatever is greater than $1,000 will get highlighted to indicate that these are the sales which are above the threshold. Okay, and those which are not, they will not be formatted at all. Okay, so what I will do is first I need to select the range of cells on which I need to apply this formatting, and then I need to go to this conditional formatting, which is right on the home tab. It's right next to the numbers or the formatting tab. You have this conditional formatting. It has got various ways. It's called highlight the cells rule or top bottom rules or data bars, color scales I can set. And there is also new rule kind of a thing if you want to do something interesting, something uniquely, you want to implement a formula for that. So that's the way going forward. But we will cover all these things in different flavors, but let's look at the one thing at a time. Now right now I want to highlight the cell rules. So here you can use greater than or less than or between, equal to or contains or a date occurring or a duplicate values also. Okay, in this case my criteria was that any sales which is greater than 1000 is what I want to highlight. Okay, so I need to use something like this, a greater than threshold kind of a thing. So once I click on this, it will ask me what is the value which you want to enter it over here. So here is expecting me to enter a threshold value. Okay, by default it's giving me a number. I don't need that number. You can just pick up the number which you want to keep it as a threshold. What some people will do is, okay, they understand, okay, this is 1,000 is my threshold value. What they will do is they will hard code 1,000 into it. Okay, like the way I'm doing, they will put it $1,000 directly into it, and then you have the option over here. There are various options. You can highlight it in the red text or in the light red fill, or maybe in a yellow fill with a dark yellow text, or green fill with a dark green text. Okay, anything is okay. Or you can also use custom format over here. When you click on custom format, it actually opens up your formatting cell option where you can go and you can pick up whatever is a custom format for you. So right now it's just picking up the custom format dialog box. Just give it a minute and it should be able to show you um, the custom format on the screen in a few moments. It's just taking a bit time. Maybe this is the first time we are trying to use this. That's the reason why. Uh, let's wait. Okay. Are you able to see this? This is the same format cell option which we saw when we click on control 1. Okay, it has got borders, it has got fill. You can go and select any specific color what you want. You can even click on this and you can go on more colors, or you can do a custom colors if you know the RGB combination of it or a hash X combination of it. You can use whatever color possibility you want. You can also use some pattern color, like you can have some pattern, like some kind of this pattern or that pattern. You can apply these patterns over here. What I will do is for simple demonstration, because anything which is more than 1000 is a good thing for me. So a good thing is always associated with the green color. Okay, that it's like it follows the traffic signal rules: red, amber, and green. Okay, rank status, that is what we call in the business analogy. It's called a red, amber, and green. So green means is a good thing. So I'll just pick up this green and I will say click on OK. So the moment I do that, okay, it does a very good job. You can see any cell which is more than 1000 is getting highlighted in the green color, indicating that a condition is met which I had fit to this particular rule, where I said that anything which is greater than 1000, highlight that cell with the formatting rule, which I have decided, which is a green background with a dark green text. Okay, this means that in these days, whatever products which I've sold, so these are like, how many records are these? These are 11 records. Out of this 11 records, I can say roughly 6 days of my business has gone well, has gone uh, greater than $1,000. Okay, and specifically these days were amazing, like 4,000, 3,000, almost a 4,000 over here. So these are some amazing business days which happened for me for these products, whereas these ones seems to be a lower in terms of revenue and in terms of cash. I can do a further investigation or root cause analysis, that why exactly these products were low. Maybe my server was down, maybe my site was down, maybe the customers were not able to reach my website and place the orders, or something or the other thing had happened. Okay, so based on this is how we will try to put a condition to our rules, and if that condition is met, then the formatting rules are applied to it. Okay, any confusion in this, if you face anything which you did not understand correctly, please let me know. I'm going to cover some more examples, so I'll try to cover as many flavors as possible. Let me know if you are able to understand this.
Yes, sir. If you can cover one more example, it will be
Sure,
clear.
sure. So let's take this data again. Okay, here is the second table. Now here, uh, let's say that I'm interested not not in sales. I'm interested in the product name. Okay, I'm interested in knowing that my product name, whatever name I give, that product should be highlighted. Okay. Now, just before I jump into this, I want to cover a small step over here. Now, do you guys uh, do you guys agree or disagree with the way I applied or implemented my condition over here? Did you guys agree that I did a good job of putting that 1000 as a code? Like I went into condition, I selected these cells first. I went into conditional formatting. I went into highlight cell rules. I then went into greater than, and I hard coded this particular thing as 1000. Okay, and then I picked up my formatting rules and I clicked on OK. Now, are you guys agree with me the way I've implemented, or do you guys think that I could have implemented this rule in a better way?
Sir, we had studied that greater than 1,000. That also could have worked.
uh, what you're trying to do is, this is actually the rule. If you see, uh, okay, let me show you exactly what we did is, when I select this range of cells on which we have applied the rule. Okay, if you go to the traditional way of this conditional formatting, instead of going to highlight this, if you have already applied the rule, like the way I have applied over here, if you want to evaluate what actually is the rule which is applied, you can go directly down to last step, which is called manage rules. So when you click on this, it gives you the whatever rules you have already applied on the cell. Now I applied this thing twice, My apologies for this. I can delete the second one, not required. So if you see the rule which was applied is saying that the cell value is greater than 1000. Okay, it is already a 1000. If I double click on it, it opens this edit formatting rule, where again you can see that the cell value is greater than the value is 1000 over here, and then I'm giving a formatting rule for it. Okay, so I hope Vajanti, what you were trying to say is that can you apply greater than? So this is how you can do it. You can play with the rule. You can say greater than or equal to. You can also do this. Okay, or you can play with greater than itself or less than, or whatever way you want to implement your rule. Okay, so this is another way in which once you've applied the rule and later on you want to change it, you can come to the conditional formatting, manage rules, and open this edit box, and you can edit whatever rules were already applied to this. Okay, I hope it addresses your question, Vajanti.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, but my question is, now this is a tricky question which I'm asking you. What if tomorrow your boss says, नहीं यार मेरे को 1000 नहीं, मेरा threshold 1000 है ही नहीं, my threshold is 1500 or maybe 2000, तो आप क्या करोगे इस केस में? आप क्या वापस जाओगे यहाँ पे एंड देन यू विल से ओके 1000 ना 2000 ना, ठीक है सर मैं जाता हूँ मैनेज रूल्स, यहाँ जाके आई गो एंड फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई विल डिलीट दिस, आई विल टेक दिस, आई विल से एडिट रूल्स एंड देन आई विल चेंज दिस टू 1000 टू 2000. ये आप बार बार करोगे, कल आपका बॉस कुछ भी रूल बना सकता है, बोलेगा नहीं मेरे को 1000 मेरे को 2000 चाहिए. मे बी यू आर गिविंग अ लाइव डेमो and somebody in that live demo itself says you, okay, can you put the threshold as 1500 and let me know how many cells are getting highlighted. Okay, so ये सब dynamic चीजें पूछ सकते हैं लोग, right? So my suggestion to you guys would be always go with a dynamic approach whenever it comes to conditional formatting. Okay, make a cell over here like the way I made G7 and give a label to it says that greater than. Okay, अगर किसी ने बोला कि मुझे 1000 नहीं मुझे 1500 दिखना है या मुझे 2000 दिखना है या 2500 दिखना है, okay, all you need to do is change this value over here, and in your rules, this rules which I'm going to go right back into this. Okay, मैं एक बार ये clear कर देता हूँ. Clear rules from the selected cells. I'm clearing this rule. Now you don't have any rules. You can see that nothing is getting highlighted over here. Okay, I again select this columns. I go to conditional formatting. I say highlight cell greater than. अब ये जो मैं hard code कर रहा था ना 1000 यहाँ पे, instead of doing that, I'll give a reference to the cell G7. Okay, now please note this point that whenever you give a reference in the conditional formatting, by default वो आपको एब्सोल्यूट सेल पकड़ेगा, मतलब वो आपका कॉलम भी लॉक कर देगा और आपका रो भी लॉक कर देगा. So you can see a dollar sign appearing against G, and it also appears before 7. So it's like it has absolutely locked your cell. Okay, so that is a default feature of your conditional formatting. So whenever you're giving a reference to a cell, by default the first thing it will do is it will lock your row and column both together. तो आपको अगर वो नहीं चाहिए तो you have to specifically go and change it. आपको डॉलर साइन निकालना पड़ेगा अगर आपको नहीं चाहिए तो. Okay, in this case I want that particular cell to be locked, so I will keep it as it is, and I will go and say okay, give it a green fill with a green text, and I click on OK. Now again I'm getting the same cells highlighted, but if now I change my threshold from 1000 to 1500, you will see that this particular value which was highlighted earlier is not getting highlighted anymore. Now only these cells which are above 1500 are getting highlighted. If I change this again further to 2500, okay, fewer cells are getting highlighted because fewer conditions are getting met with this new threshold. So that's how you can create a dynamic conditional formatting rule for your data, and this will really win a lot of accolades for you, because you are coming up with a forward thinking approach where you assume that your threshold can change, and hence dynamically you will come to know how many rows are getting impacted with your new rules. Okay, so this is always a good strategy whenever you want to go and present any data to your senior management, because senior management likes to play with the rules, they like to experiment a lot, and hence you need to give them the flexibility of playing with the rules. Okay, so this is one way of number formatting. I'm going to cover the other way is called contains, which is a text. Now this time I'm going to apply the rule to my product column. So I select the product column and I say go to conditional formatting, highlight the cells that contain text, that contains. Okay, that contains, what is the keyword? I will say any word which is present in this particular cell. I'm giving a reference to a cell called G8, where again my cell is getting locked. There is G is and 8 are having a dollar sign in front of it, and I'm saying let's highlight this or anything which is highlighted with that keyword with a yellow fill and a yellow text. Okay, a dark yellow text. I click on OK, and that's how when I type in only fun, fun, I mean any word which contains the word fun will get highlighted. So here you can see fun fly and fun rank. Both are getting highlighted. If I change this to car, I mean to understand it's Carlota. The moment I press enter, my rule has changed, and again only Carlota is getting highlighted over here. If I change this to say V dash, okay, you can see a V dash is getting highlighted. If I put something like a squad, all the squad related cells are getting highlighted. Okay, so any confusion on this?
No, sir.
Okay, Rashmi, are you able to follow this? I have Rashmi is still there. Yeah. Okay. Uh, in the best interest of time, I'll just go ahead into the next sheet. Now, this sheet is again going to follow the net sales, but now here I was giving a threshold, right? I was giving a threshold. I was giving a keyword called contains. Now I don't want it that way. I want to indicate or to provide to the top management is that what are my top three sales which happened in this data? What are the top three sales which have happened in this data set? So it's very simple. Again, you will go and first highlight the cells on which you want to apply the formatting. Like I want to apply the formatting on the sales column. So I will go, I'll say conditional formatting. Here we have top bottom rules. So you can go and select anything top 10 items or top 10% items or bottom 10% 10 items, or you can go for bottom 10%, or you can go for above average or below average. Okay, let's look at top 10 items right now. So I'm just clicking on this. It's not necessary that only top 10 items will get selected. If I want to modify this rule, I can tweak this rule by either using these buttons. I can reduce it to top 3, top 4, top 5, top 2, or top 7, anything. So in this case, I want to go with top 3 and I want to say highlight this with a green fill and a dark green text, indicating that these are my top 3 days of my sales when my sales were really happening very good. These are the 3 transactions related to my these products where I was able to get a good quality of sales. Okay, so that's how we actually use a top 10. You can also go and you can play with this rule and you can say, okay, let's highlight the bottom 10 items also. The bottom 10, I will say, okay, let's highlight the bottom 3 with the dark with the light red fill with the dark red text. So when I do that, so here you can see there are 2 rules getting applied to the same range of cells. Okay, how do I see that? I go to condition formatting, I go to manage rules, and I can see in this window there are two set of rules. One is bottom three and one is top three. The bottom three is highlighted with the red background with the dark red color. And top three is with the light green cell with the dark green text. Okay, and both are applied to the same range of cells. So that's how you are able to identify that which are your top three transactions and which are your bottom three transactions. So any confusion on this, Vajanti or Rashmi? Is it is it okay to follow? Is it tough?
No, sir.
It's fine, right?
No, sir.
Okay. I hope anything which is colorful, people always like it, right? So here again, if you want to go with the above average, now what do you mean by above averages? If I take this data, okay, and if I separately I say, let's calculate the average value of this range of cells, this this net sales. What is the average value of it? I'm getting the average value as 1754. Okay. Now this data, if I select the cells, if I go to conditional formatting, top bottom rules, I go to this option called as above average. I click on this and I see anything which is above average, let's highlight it with a dark green color. I mean, with a light green with a dark green text. So I just click on OK. So any value which is greater than 1754 will automatically be highlighted. Now, please understand this. I did this calculation just for your reference, but Excel is not dependent on my this cell value of 1754. Excel dynamically in its memory uses this range of data, calculates the average of it, and based on that value, it then applies it as a threshold and then gives you a conditional formatting rules. So any cell which is greater than 1754 will be highlighted as per the condition rules, right? Any any confusion on this? Understanding this concept of above average?
Sir, if you add more data to the table, will it get the formatting will get applied?
You can try, but you will have to extend the range of cells because this is not an Excel table. Okay, this is a normal range of data. So as if you had applied this formatting on an Excel table, then the new data gets also formatted automatically. But because this is an Excel range of data, this you will have to do it something like this. Say I entered this as 5,000. Okay. Oh, it's picking up because maybe this is an Excel table. No, it's not an Excel table, but it is picking up because maybe of the rooms. I think it's automatically picking up H16 also over here as its data. Now, if I undo this and if I show you the Alt OD, if you see the original range of data was applied only from H5 to H15. There was no H16 over here, but somehow Excel was able to identify the continuous range of data. So it was able to extend this rule of conditional formatting to the additional row also. You can see the 6,000, it also gets added. But if I add 1,500 now, it will not get added. Okay. So that's how it's behaving on its own. It's able to extend its range on its own like an Excel table. For some reason, because of the way the table is created, it's allowing you to extend that particular range also. Okay, I hope that answers your question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is about the above average. Now, okay, this is really an interesting thing. Okay, um, let's try to understand this. I hope you guys will love it because some people use it as your dashboard. It uses like a graph. Okay, a small graph. What they do is these are your grades. Okay, and some people have earned very bad marks like 19. Some have earned very good marks like 98, 92. Okay, so what Excel does, it will pick up your range of cells. Okay, this time I'm going to use data bars. So what do you mean by data bars is, if I click on conditional formatting and if I go to data bars, it will show you some coloring feature. There is an Excel graph like thing which will appear in the cell, and based on the quantity, on the numeric value present in the cell, the extent of that color will happen. For example, let's show it like this. I'm going to show it like a solid fill first, and then we can use the gradient fill also. So solid fill, I'm just using the blue color right now. So if I click on this, what happens is, the lesser the number I have in the cell, the lesser will be the coloring part of it. The higher the number, the more will be the coloring part. And the higher the number, the more will be the coloring part. You can see 98 is higher than any other number. So there is more color added to this particular cell. So it's basically populating your cell basis the number which you have in the cell. Okay. Another way of using this is, if I take the same data and if I want to convert it like a chart, I can just copy this number again. I can then go back to conditional formatting. I can show again data bars. This time I'm not going to use it like a solid, but I'm going to use a gradient fill. And in the gradient fill, you can see the colors look a bit different than what you see in the solid fill. But here in this range of cells, I'll go and click on this conditional formatting. I'll say, let's go to more rules over here. Under data bars, there is something called as more data rules. So when you go over here in the more rules, you can see something option called as show bar only. What will happen is, if I select this option, okay, and I click on OK, the numbers will disappear from your Excel stream. Only the bars will remain. Okay, but actually you're showing your numbers over here. And this too can be used as a combination of a graph. It just looks like a graph. You can show it in your Excel dashboard, or you can show it in your PPT as your presentation. So this is one way in which you can represent your data. So it's like, this is a value and this is a chart created from that particular value. All right, so this is about your Excel, this is called as a data bars. So any
I
confusion on
wanted
this?
to know here. So it has by default taken as out of 100, is it?
No, it by default assumes what is the range of data. Okay. If I add more values to it, it will automatically adjust it. So if I add something like 103, okay, and if I apply the same formatting over here, you will see that based on your numeric value, it's not picking up like a percentage. It's picking up basis your numeric value. Whatever numeric value you have, based on that, it's giving you a graph. Okay.
Okay, sir.
But your question is valid about, is it picking up from 100? Is it picking up that? That we will soon see it right now when we go into this. Okay. Here we have color ranks. Okay. This is where your thinking of that 100 will come into place. What will happen is, if I take this range of data and go to ranks. Okay, I'm not going to data bars. Data bars is not doing any statistical analysis. It's just picking up your data based on the some rules. There is no statistics applied over here. You can see it's just saying that format style is data bar, type is automatic, maximum is automatic. It's picking up the solid fill. That's it. Nothing else is happening over here. But if I go to something called as color scales, and if I pick up this color scale, now look at this. The lesser the number, the red will be the color. Now, red means a danger zone, means you have got very bad marks. If you perform a bit better, you will get amber color, something like this, 59 and 73. If you still perform better than amber, like 76 or 81, you will get something like a yellowish color. Okay, and if you perform exceptionally well, it will qualify you as a green color. Okay, now how does it identify into different color labels? That's where the statistics come. Now here in the previous example, you had only one color. Okay, there was no color differentiation happening. It was just the graphs were increasing basis the value which you enter over here. There was no statistical analysis happening on the population. But here in this particular example, a statistical analysis is happening. If you go select the cells, go to conditional formatting again, go to color cells, go to click on more rules, you will see over here that under this there's a 2 scale. Okay, and this is basically happening on a 4 scale. You can have it on 3 scales. Okay, so different scales are that. So you can see there's a there's a minimum value, there's a maximum value, there's a midpoint. It's called as a percentile, or you can use a percent formula, a number. So it uses all these different possible combinations for you. you know Even if it's a 2 scale, it will just pick up the lowest value and the maximum value. But here in this case, if I go again to icons, okay, if I add icons to it, for example, let me add, say, this indicator. Okay, if I add icons to it, you can go into the icon set and you can say click on more rules. These icons are basically classified as red, amber, green. Red, green is anywhere where the percentage 67% and above will be qualified as a green. Anything which is between 33 and 67% will be qualified as a yellow. Anything which is below 33% will be classified as a red. So it's taking up that 100% as a threshold value, and within that 100%, it is splitting the data into three different zones and then giving it a color, and based on that color you will get that flavors over here. Okay, you can either use percentage, you can use percentile, you can use a formula, a number, anything is possible over here. Okay, you can also say that I just want icons only. Okay, the moment you do this, you click on OK, only the icons will appear, the numbers have disappeared from there. Okay, so you can just play along with it. Okay, it's completely harmless kind of a thing. But one thing I would definitely suggest you is that every organization has its own way of interpreting the rank status, the right, amber and green. So just understand what your organization follows, what is the way the presentations are made, use that knowledge and apply it over here. So how you apply it, this is what I'm trying to show you. But what is the rule, what is the implementation, what kind of logic has to be embedded, that is depends on organization to organization. All right, any confusion on this data bars or icon sets?
No, sir.
No.
Uh,
Okay, there is another thing. We used to play a lot of games during our, you know, earlier times. I mean, during our school, college time, not today, but I would say 10 years, a decade ago, when we were uh, basically into the college and everything. We used to go like this, pick up a random number, okay, and then you can you can just go here, select this range, okay, press control enter, you get this range of numbers. Now on this range of numbers, I'll just go and apply a conditional formatting. I will say, okay, let's go and get some color shades. Okay, we used to do like this, and then we used to press F9, and this used to keep on changing it like color. So we used to make a Christmas tree, a triangle, a kind of a thing, and then we used to make F9, 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 and it used to flash those colors. So it was like a creative way of showing what exactly an Excel can do. So sometimes we used to prepare greeting cards using this conditional formatting. So there are different ways, creative ways in which you can use these rules or these facilities, functionalities present in the conditional formatting, and you can apply it in your own unique way. This was something which was a fun. We also used to go like this, um, go into something insert, and then go into graphs. There used to be a lot of graphs. I think there's some recommended graphs also. Yeah, recommended charts. Click on this, go on all charts, and then we used to go like this into something like a scatter plot, go into something like this, a 3D bubble chart. Okay, and click on OK, and these used to come out like this in charts, and then press F9. Okay, these charts used to play along with us. So it's your creative ways, how you can use conditional formatting, but it's a good to have feature. It's a very friendly feature. It's very close to the heart of senior management. They always like to use conditional formatting. So if you are someone who are working very close with the senior management, always say conditional formatting is a thumb rule. You need to have it with you so that you can play along with, you can understand how your data has to be presented. So this is something very interesting. Okay. Rest of the things are pretty normal. I'm going to cover it tomorrow. Tomorrow we will cover the rest of the functionalities. There are some formula related things, something which is defined over here. There are certain ways in which you can clean your formula. Okay, if you're not happy with the way these functionalities which are working, like icon sets, color sales, or data bars, and you want to apply your own unique rule, so you can also create a new rule over here. How do you create a new rule with a formula? That's what we are going to learn, and I'll be covering those concepts tomorrow. And then there's a small revision on the if function. There's a very small portion which was left for if function. Once that is completed, then there are certain things like goal seek and what if analysis, which is required. And then a majority of the Excel things will get over. Then we will just cover up some small topics like linking multiple sheets or consolidation of data. And finally, we will then culminate this course into macros. We'll try to understand the macros part of it. So Excel related things, I think by next weekend, we should be able to complete this Excel related things. Okay. I think
So
we
I
have
had those queries. When will you cover those topics?
which one?
I had
Uh,
mentioned.
the templates, right?
Yeah, are those templates or there is a pattern in which you can do something?
No, you have to create those templates. There is nothing which is created, pre-created. I think this chat will close in next 1 minute, but I have prepared something for those kind of things. So probably tomorrow I will discuss more on that. Okay, is that fine?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you guys. Apologies once again for the frequent disconnection, but we will meet up tomorrow again, 3 to 5. Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
sir.
Sure.
Thanks.
Bye.